Hi there, welcome back for another video. Today I'm going to show you how to knit a laptop case. I made this one for myself a few years back and it served me really well. So I'm going to show you how to knit, I would say, an improved version of this one. I thought there were a few things that I could have done better. So I've done some samples and I'll tell you all about what I'm planning to do different for the laptop case that I'm going to show you today. This laptop case is knitted on the double bed, so you will need to have a ribber. The rows in blue are knitted in a full needle rib, and for the rows in grey I've done tubular to create a little pocket, which I then stuffed to create that cushioning. For this laptop case I used the actual fluffy thing that you normally use to stuff, let's say, amigurumi or plushies. But I do not have any of that at the moment. So I'm thinking to either use scrap yarns or maybe some fabric that I have. This laptop case is knitted in 2 panels, which I then sewed here at the bottom and here on the side. The one that I'm going to knit today, I'm going to do it from only one panel. I don't want to have a seam here at the bottom, so it will go like that and then I'll seam it here on the sides. To fasten the laptop case I've added a zipper, but it is a little bit too small, and for the one that I'm going to make today I definitely don't want that to be the case, as this laptop case I'm making it for my friend and I want it to be as perfect as possible. To finish off the top part here and to insert the zipper, I've done a few rows of crochet and I've sandwiched the zipper in between 2 of these crochet rows. But for the laptop case that I'm knitting today, I would like to do all knitting. I've already knitted quite a few samples to test the yarn that I'm going to use, the tension, of course, one of the most important things, and also how I'm going to add the zipper. I'm ready now to cast on. I have in work my 92 needles. I'm going to cast on a full needle rib. I'm going to knit a couple more rows. And now, because I want to have that edge so I can sandwich my zipper in, I'm going to knit a few rows in tubular. I'm still using my waste yarn. To knit tubular or circular rows, we have to set our main bed carriage to not knit in one of the directions. And I'm going to alternate that. For the ribber bed carriage, I'm going to put the right cam into PR position. So now I'm going to knit ribber bed only when moving from right to left, and the main bed only when moving from left to right. And I'll knit a few rows like this. I will snap my waste yarn and I'm already feeding my main yarn, and it will be the one which I'm going to use to knit the rows in full needle rib. Now I'm just going to continue knitting those tubular rows. I'm going to knit 14 rows tubular, so that is 7 rows in reality. It will depend on the width of your zipper, how many rows you want to knit here. You might need more or less. And now I will set my carriages to knit the normal way, and I'll knit 4 more rows of full needle rib. I don't know if I mentioned, but I'm knitting a tension 4. So this is basically the first half of my first repeat, and now I need to knit those 40 rows tubular to create the first pocket. I'm not going to snap my yarn, I'll just put it to the side. And now again, I have to make sure to set my machine to knit tubular again, and I'll repeat the same as before. And now I'm going to knit 40 rows. So this is my first pocket. I'm lowering my ribber bed so I can actually stuff it. I have here prepared all the fabrics that I'm going to use. I decided to use this fabric instead of the yarn scraps that I have, as this feels a little bit softer and squishier, and I like the feel of that. The scraps of yarn feel a little bit harder, but that could be something that you actually might like. I have this fabric in my cupboard for a very long time, and I'm actually very happy to put it to use. So like I said before, you have the option to use scrap yarn here if you want. So that is the first pocket stuffed. I'm going to bring my ribber carriage back up, and now I'm going to feed the other yarn. I will deselect the tubular setting, and I'm going to knit those 10 rows. And now all I have to do is to do 6 more repeats like this, 10 rows on all needles, and then 40 rows of tubular, and then stuff my pocket. Then I knit my 10 rows, and then I have to repeat that again. So I'm going to come back when I do all those repeats, and I will show you how to finish off. It is a little bit later. I'm completing now my 12th repeat. And I'm concerned that this might be a little bit too long if I continue with 2 more repeats, as it is already 76 centimeters long. It is important to measure the swatch as you build it on the machine and see how much that measures. You have to still keep in mind that once the fabric rests a little bit, it will come a little bit shorter. So here the fabric was also stretched a lot by being on the machine with these really heavy weights, but I still think that it will not shrink enough to get down to 71 centimeters from, well, it's now 76, so if I do 2 more repeats, it's going to be like 90. Will it shrink down to 71 centimeters? Probably not. So I'm going to take the risk and stop now at 12 repeats. I also made a mistake and I knitted more rows for one of these repeats. I knitted 60 rows instead of 40, which actually also adds a couple of centimeters there. But I'm not going to go back and redo everything just because of this. It's just a mistake. Hopefully it will not be very noticeable. So I've just done my tubular rows of my last repeat. And like I said before, I'm going to do the opposite of what I've done for the beginning. So here at the beginning, just to remind you, I've cast on waste yarn, knitted a few rows, then I did tubular rows in waste yarn, then tubular rows in my normal yarn, followed by a few rows in full needle rib. So I'm obviously knitting the other way here, and I have to do first those 4 rows of full needle rib, followed by 14 rows of tubular, and then I'll do waste yarn. So it's just opposite, but it's still pretty much the same. All right, so I just put my weights back. 4 rows of full needle rib. And now I'm going to do those 14 rows tubular. I can actually snap my yarn now, but I'm going to leave a longer tail. Perhaps I can use this to at least sew my zipper onto this side. I should have done the same on the other side. And now I will just continue with a few more rows of tubular in my waste yarn. Alright, so I'm going to drop my stitches on ribber bed now, and now on main bed. I really love the texture of this. I'm measuring this before I press it, and it is 76 centimeters. Well, now I'm realizing that the fact that that stripe is not even, it's actually a really big problem, because now when I'm going to sew, my stripes won't match. I think I'm going to have to actually undo this all the way to the point where this stripe is longer. Now after steaming, it measures exactly 71 centimeters. Hopefully it won't shrink much more. Let me just see what I do here. I might redo this last part so the stripes are even, and I'll come back to you when I'm going to start sewing it. I'm in the process of sewing my zipper. The pressure is on because I've done half already and it looks really nice. So now all I need to do is to make sure that the other side is as nice as that one. I also want to make sure that my zipper is going to be perfectly aligned. So I made some little markers. And now as I'm going to sew, I'm going to kind of make sure that these notches will align. So hopefully that will work. A few other things that I did to make my life as easy as possible was to first of all pin the zipper to my fabric, and I've only pinned on one side. Also drew a line here with a pen just to make sure that I'm going to sew nice and straight. I tried to do this without, and it was just impossible for me to go in a straight line. This way is just so much easier, so highly recommend to do that as well. I just measured 5 millimeters from the edge here. The most challenging parts of sewing the zipper here were beginning and finishing, and I'm not sure if I'm loving how this turned out here, but I'm not gonna undo it because it took me quite a long time to do the whole thing. And I think once I'm going to sew here, this is going to be pretty okay. And now to sew the zipper in and also secure all these stitches, I'm basically doing the same as I would when grafting stitches. There's just a zipper in between. To begin, I'm going to kind of graft the stitches above the zipper. I'm not catching it just yet, just like I did here. So right now I need to go into the next stitch, and also I'll go back into the stitch where I've been before. And now again, I will go into the next stitch. And then when I go to the other side, I'll also pass through the stitch that I've been into. And then I'm going to continue alternating like that. I'm letting the zipper come out very gradually. Definitely have a go at grafting stitches before trying this, as once you know the basic of the technique, this should be much easier. From doing the zipper on the other side, what I've been doing was every time I would come this way, so towards me, when I would go into the next stitch and then through the zipper, I'm going very close, if not almost into the same spot where I can see the thread from the previous stitch. I finally finished the zipper, even though things didn't work perfectly, as I was continuing, it seemed like the zipper wasn't going to fit in this last portion. So I undid a few of these stitches and start sewing from this way all the way until that point where I had stitched from that side, and just make sure that everything is nice and even. I think it's working well, but now I can actually remove the waste yarn. The result is really neat. I think it looks amazing. And now the only thing that I need to do is to do the side seam, and I'm planning to just do a mattress stitch to do this. I'm beginning stitching from this first darker stripe, and I'm thinking that here maybe I will kind of fold this corner in. That could be nice. And then I'll use this end that I'm leaving here to do that. And I'm considering doing something about the fact that this is way too stretchy here. Maybe I'll do something to hold it a little bit in place. After 2 very long days, the laptop case is finally finished. I think it's looking really nice, but there's just one thing that really bothers me, and it is this corner here that is obviously not straight. It goes like that, but unfortunately it will have to stay like this because I'm definitely not redoing it. This took me probably around 4 hours to sew, which is a little bit much if you ask me, but the result is really nice and neat for sure. And here at the bottom I did a single crochet, but I didn't actually catch every single stitch. I went and caught 2 stitches in a row, then I skipped 1, then 2 stitches, then I skipped 1, and that actually is looking really nice. And I also secured those corners inside as well. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and that you found it useful, and maybe you've learned a couple of things. Let me know if you're considering making a laptop case. It's not only a pretty case, it's also a case that will protect your laptop. And if you do you consider using the same sandwich zipper situation, or is it just too mental? Let me know what you think. Let me know if you do anything different